one for the Hillsborough River TAC group. I'm Jackie Julian. Chair and second hat is Port Tampa Bay Environmental Department, and
Joel Brown, Vice Chair, Citizen Appointee, City of Tampa.
Everett Meyer, Military Staff.
Joe Gross, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement.
Michael Guile, EPC of Hillsborough County.
Renee Bryant, Army Corps of Engineers, Tampa Permit Section.
Bill Wilkerson, FPV.
Theo Guerra, our staff to the River Board.
Rick Kugler, Planning Commission.
Heather Maggio with the City of Tampa staff.
and online we have
Hi, Alana Todd. I'm with the Tampa Bay Regional Planning Council.
thank you, Alana. All right, next we will have the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone can stand.
Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And are there any public comments? Online or present?
Online.
Okay, hearing none. We will move to the review and approval of the previous meeting minute summaries from March 17, 2026, since we didn't have a quorum at our previous meeting. Do we have a motion? Any edits or any motion?
Move to approve.
Wonderful. Is there a second approval for the March 17th minutes? Thank you, Joel. All right, approved March 17, 2027, March 17, 2026 minutes. Next on our agenda is a presentation from the City of Tampa Sustainability and Resiliency.
So the presenter canceled about 2 hours ago.
She was sick.
She was sick, so that will be rescheduled for a future meeting per your request of having them present regarding the permit procedure as previously discussed in the previous meeting.
Yes, I hope they feel better. If we could see if maybe they're available the following month.
Absolutely.
Great. All right, moving on to the consistency recommendations. And both of these projects are EPC minor work. So I'll let Michael Guile give the briefing on those two.
Thank you, Jackie. First project that we have is item 7A, which corresponds to minor work permit 82500. This is for the addition of a non-covered boat lift within an existing slip for a multi-dock, a multi-slip docking facility. Any questions or comments on this one?
It's just an existing set of slips right now, and they're going to occupy a vacant one.
Exactly, yeah, they're just basically the permit is for the installation of the boat lift machinery itself.
Any other questions?
The next permit is item 7B, which corresponds to minor work permit 82589, which is for a replacement seawall within on the south and east sides of the property. The wall would be going within 12 inches of the existing. And then along that northern portion of the property, the seawall would be getting replaced within the footprint as shown on, how did they have it labeled? Sheet 4 of 5 in the plans, the cross section. This one currently is, we're having some revisions made to it after this intent permit went out. We did receive some comments from the city. The northern adjacent property is a City of Tampa right-of-way, which I believe has some stormwater infrastructure on it as well. So we did receive comments. And then in reviewing the comments from the city, we did find that a portion of the wall on the north side there, the existing wall currently exists over the property boundary by a little bit. And so when they do that like-in-kind replacement, they would be doing it within the City of Tampa right-of-way. So we're currently working with City of Tampa staff to find a resolution so that we can move forward with this one. I believe currently the resolution path is gonna be, the applicant entering into, I can't remember the exact name, but essentially they're gonna have to enter into an encroachment agreement, I think is what they call it, with the city of Tampa, in order for them to be able to replace that wall where they want to replace it. So that's where that one stands currently.
Um, for that one, if the footprint is gonna, be permitted with the wall being slightly off of the applicant's
Mhm.
property line, even with the city of Tampa's, agreement, whatever encroachment agreement or other type of agreement, that will require an affidavit of no objection then from the city of Tampa, a notarized affidavit, since the work being done is gonna definitely be within the riparian setback.
So for
For the
that, we've typically required, rather than the affidavit of no objection, we have a second form, the authorization form.
The owner's okay.
Though in this case, EPC legal staff advised, because I believe, I want to say, and I wasn't there for this conversation, I want to say City of Tampa staff were not comfortable with signing and notarizing an affidavit. So EPC legal staff advised that we could also accept a written confirmation rather than that signed and notarized affidavit or authorization form, as long as it's coming from city staff stating that they do not object to the structure staying there.
Okay, great.
Uh,
And that, whatever that agreement requirement is,
We would
the
put that
city
in our
will have
file.
that as an exhibit.
Exactly.
Perfect. Was there any other issues on the opposite side of the property boundary?
No, that falls within it, based on the survey for the site.
Wonderful, thank you.
Rough.
Does anybody else have any other questions regarding the seawall replacement project? Okay, hearing the briefing of both of the minor work marine construction permits. If nobody has any further questions, do we have a motion for consistency or otherwise?
Motion to find consistent.
Do we have a second? Wonderful, we have a second. Both of the marine construction projects are found consistent. Last item on the agenda was other business. Does anybody have any other business?
That'd be considered new business too?
Yes.
Okay. I had considered proposing the idea that perhaps we could consider areas around Sulphur Springs for separate overlay. And I spoke to Diego several months ago about it, and also I emailed chairperson Maniscalco on it, thinking that it's an area with pretty unique features bordering the river. I know we want to protect the river in general, that's part of our goal, but some of the designs we see coming through the planning commission seem to be pretty outlandish, not in keeping with the nature of the Sulphur Springs style along the river. And I was thinking maybe perhaps if we could start considering the idea of creating an overlay district for that would keep the design standards somewhat in harmony with what's been there. It's been the long-term tradition in Sulphur Springs, perhaps 100 years or so of it. That doesn't mean it'll stay like that. And some people get some pretty outlandish ideas, putting big showpieces along the river. That may be something to avoid.
So we already do review any development sites that are bordering or abutting the Hillsborough River. So are you thinking of development sites that are completely bisected and not attached to the river?
Well, as long as we have oversight of those projects and can weigh in on them, and we have our own standards here for that, I suppose it wouldn't be necessary to create an official overlay district for it, but I just want to make sure that we don't lose that capability to keep the designs within standards that are environmentally friendly and visually friendly as well for the ecology that lives along that river below the dam and probably down to Bradford Rotary Park or something like that.
It's a bigger swath.
Yeah, so the River Board is charged with reviewing all projects within the Hillsborough River corridor. And that's 100 feet past, on either side of the bank. Okay. So that is the charge of the River Board and TAC. Anything in regards to design guidelines specific to the communities, specific that are adjacent to the river outside that corridor, that would be planning commission and directing staff.
Outside that 100 foot one. That seems like a good protective border. And as long as we're not simply concerned with the just the pure pollution effects of these things, but more so the nature of the neighborhood as well, to be part of our thinking. As long as that's included, then I feel confident.
Wonderful.
I just have one short announcement. We have a stormwater stewardship event that's going to be happening downtown on June 3rd. It's to celebrate the Regional Stormwater Stewardship Month, which is now officially the month of June. So it will be on the same day as the Food Truck Day, Wednesday, June 3rd. So if you work downtown, please come see the food trucks. And then we're going to have a booth as well as Water Department and Solid Waste. They will be there too. Doing education for pollution. Essentially.
Yes.
I was out of town, but could you describe how the port cleanup went?
Yes, port cleanup went very well. Actually, they were just briefed about it at our monthly board meeting today. It was over 1,000 people who volunteered. I can't remember how many the volume of trash, but it was quite substantial. It was very successful and we look forward to doing it again next year. But it was really great. Any of the locations that you would have passed by, the before and after, it's just astounding. Just what a couple of people, couple of hands, group effort can do in just a couple of hours. The amount of trash and the effort is it's every year. It's just amazing to see. It's amazing to see how much trash gets washed up on the shorelines. But yes, very successful. The weather was great. Not every year is it wonderful, but it actually was great weather. And very successful and lots of trash cleaned up. I was trying to find an email from the city of Tampa regarding their permitting change. Got it. Okay, so as of February 23rd, 2026, the City of Tampa Construction Services Department will no longer require permits for the construction or repair of any boat docks or boat lifts, covered or uncovered. All construction permitting and approvals for dock construction, boat lifts, and dock repairs will be basically handled through the minor work permitting review process, either through the delegation with the EPC Wetlands Division, Michael Giles Group, or officially through the port. If you have any questions, call the City of Tampa Construction Services Department. If there's any sites regarding docking facilities that would require a lease or submerged lands lease or license agreements with the City of Tampa, since in the limits of the City of Tampa, Hillsborough River sovereign submerged lands are owned by the city. You will need to go separately to the City of Tampa Real Estate Department. So that requirement regarding docking facilities is not waived. So both EPC and myself with the port will need to be very, very careful from here on out for any dock permits that are on Hillsborough River that are going to require potentially license agreements separately through the city or submerged land leases separately through the city. So heads up on that, people.
Can you forward that email to?
You want it forwarded?
I'll
Yeah,
forward
can you
it.
just-
we be able to, because the old, tie-in of our review over these things is broken, will we just transfer it to the new group now? The minor permitting?
So it's always been my host group at EPC Wetlands Division, and then my office at the environmental
So
department.
we'll still be able to look at it. Yeah.
It's just the last layer historically was you would get, the core permit, you'd get the state permit, you'd get the local county minor work permit, if it was a minor work project. And then the last step, if you lived in the city of Tampa, you would take our minor work construction permit and hand it to the city of Tampa Construction Services Department, and then they would approve their city of Tampa dock permit. So now the city of Tampa is removing that last layer of duplication potentially. Seawalls, they are still permitting. So that did not change, just docks. And of course, I reached out to JC Hudson with the city of Tampa. Asked him if he could re-release the notification that was sent out to contractors, because it was missing the reference for the port. It only referenced the EPC. So I gave them edits right before I went on vacation last week. So I'm going to follow up with City of Tampa Construction Services and ask them and check on the reissuance of that notice. And I'll make sure that everybody in this group gets a copy of that. That was all I had, Joe.
So this isn't just this, the only equivalent is involves water, but on Friday, Tampa, Temple Terrace, Plant City and the county will be doing our 4th annual Safe Pools Day, Tampa Bay. Where because a week from Friday, school gets out, so we go and try to check all the common area pools, make sure they're secure and clean, those things. So see officers out doing it. It's our effort to try to improve safety and prevent drownings. And I guess the river can be cognizant of that too. So.
Yeah.
And then final thing, the design awards is in October. It's a couple months away, so we have time. But the board will meet in July, which means that your nomination to the board has to be prepared and presented to them at their July meeting, so it could be presented in time for them, for the recipient. So if you all could come up with ideas, present it at your next 2 meetings, because you have 2 meetings, I believe 2 meetings. And then the board.
June, right?
May,
Meet in June.
June and July.
But at this meeting, we have to recommend which
Yes,
one.
correct.
So we only have one
You have
meeting.
one meeting. Yeah, so you have one
Yeah.
meeting, and then in July, the board will vote on your recommendation. Can
Just
you,
one recommendation.
well, you all, historically, the TAC will present, each member will present a recommendation, and then the TAC will vote on each other's recommendations.
It
These are
always
just
helps if you send us the past recipients. So
I can do that.
that way we don't duplicate it.
So next meeting, bring a recommendation,
Not on the list.
Not on the list.
one that's not on the list.
So
Next meeting.
Good
Okay.
luck.
These would be for designs that are river friendly.
So, this is, I'm sorry, so this is the stewardship award. So the stewardship award is the award given by the Hillsborough River Interlocal Planning Board to a individual or group that has gone and beyond efforts in conservation, restoration of the river. It's given at the design awards, which the planning commission holds to recognize new designs, outstanding concepts in, planning and architecture. And then we present the stewardship award for the river.
Very good, which is more personal care of the river.
Correct.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions about the award nominees that we'll need to collaborate next month on? Okay. Bring your appointees nominations next month, please. Does anybody else have any last other business or new business? All right, hearing none, Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
You.